What's going on, everybody? This is Darian Jones, Honor Kings and Sons. I'm so excited for everybody tuning in today. It's a beautiful day out here. So, first of all, for those of you, this is your first time checking in to the Honor Kings and Sons TV podcast. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. I have two YouTube channels, so if you follow me at DJonesHKS, you will see my entertainment page. And then if you follow me at Honor Kings and Sons TV on YouTube, you will see my official podcast clip that I put out on YouTube, and I'm doing in-person clips very soon. So be sure to check that out. And also be sure to join my Discord. I put the link in the description when you see the description of the episode. So be sure to join my Discord. This is where we can build community. You guys can ask me questions, give me topics to speak on, and we can dialogue and build together. So thank you all for tuning in. And I want to give a special shout out. I've been seeing some new places in the U.S. Showing me love on the West Coast. Shout out to you guys. Some places on the East Coast. I think I've seen Canada. I'm still getting people downloading from Germany. So I'm very appreciative. So thank you guys for tuning in. All right. So today, everybody's talking about it, and some people are already using it. Some of my listeners today are probably using it. We're talking about AI, the rise of AI. And I want you guys to pay close attention to me saying the word rise because AI has been here for a long time. Yep, that's right. If you didn't know, now you know. AI has been around to what I've been looking at in my research as early as the 1990s. And technically, with the basis of how AI has been, deemed to be, and the use for artificial intelligence, it's actually been around. Some people would say as early as the 20s, but I'm not gonna get into all of that stuff here. Um, you know, um, uh, Maybe another time I'll pull a Joe Rogan stunt and get into some details. Shout out to Joe Rogan and his podcast. He does a phenomenal job. But yeah, so definitely, AI is something that's big. AI, it was talked about all 2023. Some people were speaking about it as early as 2021. There was a time actually before COVID, there was a statement put out by Mark Zuckerberg with the metaverse, and there was some talks on Twitter about how the metaverse and Meta were going to, be the beginning of the introduction of AI to the world. And with its, pretty much just appearance during COVID, for those people who weren't paying attention, it really manifested itself during COVID. We saw when ChatGPT had come out. Now there are probably over 100, if not thousands, of companies, products, apps, um, you know, software, techs, robots, kiosk, you name it, that are all powered or use the technology of AI in order to, run full operations. And it has just exploded in the business world. Of course, the business world is always going to benefit the most. Some businesses have experienced up to 354% increase in revenue, profit. Some businesses rose up 10%, 15% in percentage of closing business deals. It just has really changed in the social media arena. AI is sending people through the roof. Definitely, there are apps like repurpose.io. You have the basic AI chat assistant. I think the first time I tapped in and I did a basic search on Google Play, shout out to people who have Samsung. I'm not an iPhone guy. I'm Samsung. I went into my Google Play, my Google search, and I just tapped in AI, and I saw just within two swipes, probably 50, maybe 55 different apps. Some of them charging up to $42.99 a month. Because pretty much when you turn it on, it pretty much there was one app I actually put on my phone. It let me do the trial, and pretty much it turns everything on your phone into pretty much AI. So like AI will do everything. AI will ask you questions what you want to do. It tracks your activity on your apps and it asks you how do you want to proceed. And if you are a person, you're a content creator, and you use Meta, for example, like with Facebook, I mean, it sets up everything. It sends you messages. Do you want to respond? Do you want to monetize? How do you want to build your shop? Do you want to create a chat? Do you want to write down these tasks to do for X, Y, and Z amount of days? Like AI, it's crazy, this wave that it has created. And I have a lot of questions about it because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done their research, with AI and how it's making things easier for businesses, how it's making, things easier for. It's a new wave of convenience, really. There's always waves of convenience that are going to hit human civilization. But with this one, it seems like this one is here to stay. As a matter of fact, this one is convenience personified. If I would say AI is convenience personified. It's convenience being given skin and flesh to roam about on this earth. I just there's so many questions I have about it. I know a lot of people have made jokes about AI. They have compared it to Skynet with the Terminator series. Some people have made references to The Simpsons and conspiracy theorists. Some people have made references to, a lot of different things when it comes to AI. I just have a few questions. Like one day it dawned on me, whenever you have something like this, it has to be data driven. AI needs data in order to send out a signal or send out a response in terms of what it can facilitate and what it can do for us human beings. I've always asked the question, like the people who are behind this, who've created the technology, who've been waiting to put it out in its different formats. Like can we trust these people? Because I look at it like this, something that can do everything for you, whether you're paying for it or not, do you have full control? At the end of the day, do you have full access? Like, what if we woke up one morning and AI wiped everybody's stuff clean? Like, imagine, especially for those people who spent millions upon billions of dollars investing in AI, and just imagine one day if we woke up and AI itself swept all of that. So all of the licensing and access we gave it into our pictures, our photos, our financial accounts, our everything, the systems in our houses, our software, our tech, everything. We gave it access to use that data. We even gave it permission to handle that in our absence. Imagine if we just woke up and it wiped it all clean. That would be a scary, sight to see. Another thing too, with AI is the fact that, it's been talked about how it's replacing jobs. As a matter of fact, in 2022, they were throwing out predictions. There was some people throwing out predictions. One person who I follow, a lot of people know him as Pete. Patrick David. He's a billionaire entrepreneur. He does speaking engagements. He has his podcast. He pushes a lot of content on TikTok. I think from 2022, he had a team of people who were collecting data about the predictions of what AI was going to, do in terms of affecting the world economy. And I actually caught a few clips from the beginning of this year, as well as a few from last year. And he talked about the different industries that would experience a plummeting in employment. He talked about the industries that would increase in terms of there was an opportunity for people to actually join the industry because it's going to still require the assistance of humans. He talked about how the wages were going to change. He talked about, the livelihood. And this information is, all public domain. But just a lot of different industries are going to change drastically. There's a young lady I was listening to the other day, and she was talking about how there are some downturns to AI that was not revealed to the public from going as far back as into the 90s. But she talked about it recently, how now there are people using AI to commit collusion. There are companies who have found a way to use AI to get access to public and private data in order to change pricing, in order to change, the outcomes in different economic industries, in order for markets to be controlled, so that people can actually, they think they're paying less, but they're really paying more because the competitive markets are sharing in those profits, in terms of when they set pricing for even things like real estate, even things like, financial investing. It's a lot. It's pretty crazy. The next thing that they're really concerned about, a lot of people are talking about, is pretty much the standpoint of education. This has been talked about widely in the United States by a number of figures. And the question is, how are we going to go about curriculum if AI is pretty much a source that does have a lot of great uses for students to have a better educational experience? Now, countless people have spoken out against the educational system in the United States of America. Many have blatantly said it's pretty much Stone Age. The structure of learning has changed so drastically since the 1930s that for the fact that we still require certain subjects and certain Common Core standards of those subjects, when the technology that has been brought to us by many great minds, like I say, the Zuckerbergs, the Steve Jobs, and so on and so forth, it is amazing that we refuse to parallel ourselves to the phenomenon of how we can educate our children better. So, a lot of people have questions of how we're going to move forward in the educational sector. A lot of people feel like the institution of universities and colleges, they might definitely be undergoing, pretty much what you would say, some form of having to change, because if they want to stay relevant, they cannot operate in the manner in which they've been for the last, 100 years or so. So it's a lot of questions to ask with the rise of AI. I remember just going on TikTok one day, the imagery, the first viral trend with AI, and this is happening a lot in the urban sector. You have famous, hip hop artists and rap artists. Their lyrics were being recasted on other songs by other artists. There were being fake lyrics created using the voice of the actual artist on a song that had been done by a different artist. Just crazy things that they were doing with AI just to test out the response for the people. And what better way to test out AI than on social media? So we're seeing, the beginning. This is the flashpoint. This is where everybody's excited. People are gonna jump in. Make a lot of money, make a lot of progress. Do well for themselves. but we don't know what this is going to turn into. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Uh, be sure to join my Discord. I really want to be able to start having these conversations with you guys, building community. And then if you guys have questions, you guys have subtopics you'd love for me to talk about and share my point of view, I would love to just do that and be able to keep this conversation of AI expanding. So definitely make sure that you, if you haven't joined my Discord, that you do. The link will be in my description to this episode when it's downloaded. So make sure that you guys tune in and you don't miss out what we're talking about in our group. But that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Honor Kings and Sons TV podcast. If you haven't not, be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. That includes YouTube, that includes LinkedIn, that includes Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, I'll see you guys till next time. God bless and be easy.